We have an absolutely massive and highly urgent winter weather alert for you right now, as a completely blinding and highly dangerous heavy snowstorm is actively wreaking absolute total havoc right near the highly elevated Nevada state line today. Highway patrol officials and state transportation departments have officially activated incredibly strict and highly mandatory chain control laws, aggressively forcing thousands of deeply frustrated motorists to immediately pull over in freezing blizzard conditions just to legally proceed through the highly treacherous mountain passes. The live video feeds currently coming directly from the deeply frozen interstate are absolutely mesmerizing and deeply terrifying, showing massive miles-long traffic jams as incredibly heavy snow relentlessly hammers the entire region, actively transforming the normally busy highway into a completely highly dangerous frozen parking lot. To truly comprehend the absolute massive scale of this deeply terrifying winter crisis, you must logically look at the highly aggressive atmospheric dynamics currently violently slamming into the high-altitude mountain peaks. A completely massive and highly unpredictable winter storm system is actively stalling directly over the region, relentlessly dumping completely staggering amounts of thick, heavy, wet snow at highly alarming accumulation rates of several inches per hour. So this massive, violently aggressive weather pattern is actively creating complete total whiteout conditions, completely dropping visibility down to absolute zero, and actively making it completely logically impossible for even the most highly experienced winter drivers to safely navigate the incredibly steep and highly winding mountainous terrain without massive metallic traction chains securely attached to their vehicle tires. State troopers and highly dedicated local law enforcement officers are currently actively establishing massive mandatory checkpoints directly across the heavily traveled interstate, violently turning away any highly reckless drivers who foolishly attempt to forcefully bypass these absolutely critical life-saving safety regulations. Attempting to aggressively navigate these incredibly steep icy grades without the legally required tire chains is an absolute massive recipe for complete total disaster, as vehicles easily lose total physical traction and violently slide completely out of control directly into deep frozen ditches or aggressively slam into deeply innocent oncoming traffic. Emergency dispatchers are already being completely heavily overwhelmed with highly frantic calls regarding massive, dangerous multi-vehicle pileups and deeply stranded motorists who are now completely terrifyingly trapped inside their freezing vehicles, waiting for completely exhausted, heavy rescue tow trucks. The immediate cascading economic and logistical consequences of this massive, highly aggressive winter storm are actively violently rippling across the entire vital interstate commerce network tonight. Hundreds of completely massive, heavy-duty commercial semi-trucks are currently physically trapped, forcefully parked along the deeply frozen highway, shoulders actively waiting for the highly dangerous weather to eventually slowly clear because they physically cannot safely cross the highly treacherous mountain summit. This completely massive commercial bottleneck is actively violently delaying incredibly vital emergency supplies and heavily disrupting massive regional supply chains, right as thousands of incredibly desperate travelers completely watch their highly anticipated weekend vacation plans violently dissolve into complete total freezing misery inside their completely stranded cold vehicles. Highway patrol officials are actively heavily issuing incredibly desperate and highly urgent public safety warnings, violently begging all local residents and visiting tourists to completely strictly avoid all highly unnecessary travel through these incredibly dangerous and deeply frozen mountain corridors today. You absolutely must fundamentally respect the active chain control laws and strictly follow all completely mandatory highway safety regulations, because they are actively specifically designed to literally save your life in these completely hostile, freezing conditions. The entire incredibly brave fleet of heavy snowplows is currently violently battling completely around the clock to aggressively, desperately clear the heavily buried roadways. You absolutely must stay completely highly vigilant and completely informed as this completely monumental winter weather crisis actively develops. Hit that subscribe button right now, smash the notification bell, and stay tightly locked to our channel for the absolute latest critical emergency updates.